Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Taurus. The sun is now in Gemini. And when the sun is in Gemini, we understand that we are able to radiate the wholeness that the sun represents through the combination of masculine and feminine, through the combination of duality. And so the 19 becomes here the 10, plus the 6 is the 16, and the 16 is the tower. Then we can also see what's not working in our relationships anymore. Where do I feel that I cannot be really the person I need to grow to be? And so change, right? It's like your partner is changing constantly in front of your eyes. And out of there, the 16, we get the 7, the emotional intelligence that creates then this wholesome relationship. So we're going to look at that. Then the sun, of course, is giving the light to the moon, which is right now in your sign. And here we get the 18, which is then the 9, the subconscious. There we find completion, right? A completion where we spiritually then can go out to the people. And so the 9 and the 5 is the 14, temperance. And temperance is always that moment where I awaken to self-empowerment, because when I'm in an equilibrium, when I know that fire and water create masculine and feminine, right, then I come into my center, and then the 14 can get calculated to a 5. You are born again. You are awakening again to who you truly are. And that's the spiritual teacher that holds the 3 inside, which is Venus. And so we, of course, gonna look also at Venus, because Venus is the Empress. She's ruling you. She's love and beauty. But today we're also going to look at Saturn. Saturn has moved since yesterday into Aries, and Saturn is the world. And so we're going to see what the world has to tell you, because you are in the world card. You are Taurus. Then comes Leo. Then comes Scorpio and Aquarius, right? So it's very important for you to understand that the world needs the fixed sign to establish either spring, summer, fall, or of course winter. We're then going to look into the King of Pentacles. Is your birthday? Now I'm going to get a little more into the details of this mix, right? Is your birthday between the 21st of April and the 9th of May? You are the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant. You are the pure Taurus energy. Just understand that, right? Now we also have, of course, before that, from the 10th of April to the 20th of April, the King of Pentacles, but your soul aspect is the Emperor. And so there is a mix, and this mix I talk about in the reading before. So if your birthday is rather there, look in the reading before. There I have then the aspect here of this combination, right? Then we are here in this reading also looking at the Knight of Swords. If your birthday is between the 10th of May and the 20th of May, then you are the Knight of Swords, and as a soul you have the Hierophant. So you see here we have a mix, and we have the pure aspect. This is always the soul, this is the human aspect. And so it's very interesting. This is pretty new that I'm doing this, because it always bothered me, right, that I just gave you the dates of the King of Pentacles, which is always between the 10th of April and the 9th of May. But there are nuances in there, and so now you got it, right? And here you see again the Knight of Swords, right? Just that you see the difference of the cards. This is Gemini's deck and this is Taurus deck. So just that you see that I am using different decks for each of the major arcanas. And so have a look, right, and see if you are a mix or if you are actually a pure Taurus. Then we're going to look back at the last reading, because there you had Taurus Sun and New Moon both in your sign. I hope you planted a seed. It's a very special moment for you. And the message was become the watcher or the observer of life. And of course I looked, there are two cards that are repeating and coming back. And so of course we're gonna look at that. Good. And that was the last reading to the left. Now we're going to the right again. And the reading is different, right? Always remember, when we go to the right, we go out to the full moon. When we go to the left, we're going to the new moon. We have 6 months to the new moon and we have 6 months to the full moon. And there is a reason why I place the cards to the right or place the cards to the left, because 6 months we have an introverted path and 6 months we have an extroverted path. Just that you know how I function here. So we begin with the King of Pentacles. The first card that came up is the Queen of Pentacles. And so here comes the Capricorn energy, right? She is the 10th zodiac sign. You are the 2nd zodiac sign. And as the 2nd zodiac sign, you are connected with the 2nd house of resources and self-worth. Meanwhile, she is the 10th house of career and success. And so in the combination, this is actually a couple. Now, because I placed her to the right, she is behind him. If we would have read to the left, then he sees her. Here, he doesn't see her. It's very interesting. The 10 and the 2 is the 12. The 12 is either Neptune, and Neptune has moved into Aries, and we're not dreaming about our ideas anymore. We are making it happen. And so the 12 is also the 12th zodiac sign, Pisces, right? So the 12 has a big meaning, the 12 apostles, the 12 zodiac signs, and also Neptune is the hanged man. And so the 12 I can calculate together and I get the 3, and the 3 is then Venus is the Empress. What is the Mother Piece Tarot saying? You're getting here Justice, which is facing down. And when Justice faces down slightly here to the right, this is Libra, right? Then you see that here is an injustice happening. Something is not right because she is behind him. She is not seen by him. He's focused very strongly into either an inverted path, a path towards himself. But always remember, when we look at the card, he looks to the left. But then when we become the card, he looks to the right. And so because it's facing down, there is somehow an injustice happen between here Taurus and Capricorn. And Capricorn is an earth sign as well. And so what's going on, right? So here we had the 12 and the 8, because here it's not the 11, it's the 8 major arcana. The 12 and the 8 is the 20, and the 20 is the last judgment. So there is a wake-up call here to these two people. Either you both of them, or you have a Capricorn in your life that is right now creating a little bit of an injustice. And the 20 is that wake-up call that's saying, well, what's going on, right? Are you waking up? Now I want to see what is justice bringing, and the Prince of Cups is coming, and that's of course then Pisces. So we have another 12 here. So in a way we have a 12-12 portal, or if I calculate the 12 together, then we have a 3-3 portal, and here the 8. So observe and watch that the path of love here between these two people is maybe blocked because justice is facing down. The three women that are holding this tree, the three women that are seeing that here it is important to connect to nature, to animals, to the tree, to the water, to the ground. And this is where the real justice is coming in. And now the sun is coming. This is really beautiful, right? So we had a big storm here, and now the sun is coming. And so you see either a 3-3 and the 8, or we can of course do the 12-12, which is the 24. The 24 is the 6 and the 8 is then of course the 14, and the 14 again is temperance, is finding the balance, and in there find then the 5, and the 5, that's of course you, right? And so this is already a very beautiful message for the King of Pentacles. Now we're going to look at the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, fascinating, is also getting the Queen of Pentacles. Now look at this. Now she looks over, but she has her eyes closed, and he's running. And it's really interesting that both of them got the Queen of Pentacles. So in a way there's already a 10-10 portal here on the table, right? But you also see that now here the 10 and the 3 is the 13, and that's the transformation. There is a transformation here between these two people, right? Because the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, this is somehow a couple, but they usually not so keen to be together. This is more interesting, right? So she closes her eyes and she sees how here the Knight of Swords is running, and he's the 3rd zodiac sign, and that's communication and interaction. What is coming from the Mother Peace Tarot now? This is really interesting. You get the Priestess of Discs again, and it's facing down. Now what's really powerful is that we have 3 times the Queen of Pentacles. This is powerful. This is Capricorn coming in here as the zodiac sign of career and of course the success that we wish, but somehow this card is facing down, and when it's upright she sits here, she is doing yoga, she is enjoying herself, but it's facing down. So also here something is not completely right. Now because twice came here the Queen of Pentacles, I want to see what is the Queen of Pentacles bringing, and the Strength card is coming up. Now understand that there are 2 different schools. One is making out of the 8 the Leo strength energy, and the other created out of the 8 Libra the justice energy. So both times now an 8 is coming, and still this card I also use it for the Queen of Pentacles here, right? Because this is the deck that I'm using for the Queen of Pentacles, the Wandering Star Tarot. I've listed them all below. And so you see there is the 8 coming no matter what. Have the strength to be just. Have the strength to see when there is injustice happening. And so the Strength card is speaking to all of the Queen of Pentacles. And I find this so interesting, right? I find this really a powerful sign. I've never seen 3 times a card coming up, and here it's a court card, right? And the Queen of Pentacles, of course, she's like driven by like making things really happen. And so the 13 plus the 10 is the 23, which is then also a 5, right? The 5, and then the 8 is again the 13. A transformation is happening here, and the 4 is left. And the 4, that's of course the Emperor, and the Emperor is connected though with the King of Pentacles, not here with you, the Knight of Swords, right? So at first I thought, oh, it might get a little complicated, the reading, but it's challenging but also rewarding, because sometimes I have this like aha moment right within it, and I kind of like it, and I'm gonna keep it like this because it gives depth to the readings, right? And so you see that the 13 is coming up again, and the 13 is saying, well, that's then the 4, and the 4 is always the stability that the Emperor brings to us, and the Emperor is Aries, right? And so I hope you got the message out of that. So now we're going to look at Venus. Venus is getting the Hanged Man. And I talked about Neptune, right? We had the 12 with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. We had the 12, and now we get the 12 again. And that's Neptune. I talked about Neptune. Neptune has moved into Aries. And so we are not hanging here anymore. We are taking actions now about our dreams. And now this under Venus, and Venus is always letting you know, I am the one that creates things. So the 12 and the 3 is the 15, and the 15, guess what? That's Capricorn, the major arcana, the devil, right? The career, the attachment, maybe to certain career moves, right? So observe that. And so I can, of course, calculate here the 12 together. Then I have a 3, and the 3, it's a 33 again. And so the 33 is the mastery, right, in the secret brotherhoods. What is Neptune bringing? It's bringing you the wounded child. And this is beautiful, right, because this is Carolyn Myss archetypes. And I use it because we have light attribute and the dark attribute of these archetypes. And the archetype is when we awaken here in the upside down hanging of the Hanged Man, and usually he sees then the dark side. He sees where he can actually still let go of things, right? I'm just gonna read to you the shadow attribute that he is looking at. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. So are you looking at something that maybe holds you back? Because if you do, you rather want to go into the light attributes, and it's saying awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. So I hope you choose this. I hope you also integrate this, because if you integrate these, then you arrive here where this woman is hugging these two children, and you see it's a very beautiful moment here. What is coming from your deck? We're getting the King of Swords, which is Aquarius, and he's the 11. So here we have a 3-3, the wounded child, and the 11. A portal in the 33, a portal in the 11. So understand that the 3 has come up many times, right? And so the 3 is always the self-empowerment. The 11 is become creative in knowing that you are the one that takes care of its mental aspect that you have healed through the wounded child. And so it's almost like Aquarius is coming and testing you and saying, well, have you really healed yourself, right? And so he's coming and he's pushing sometimes the button, and he looks quite grim, right, when we look at him. And so this is the message, a 33 and the 11, and the wounded child right in between. Good. Now we look at the moon, which is in the sign of Taurus, and we get the Woodwives. And the moon we know is the 18, that's then the 9. And here the Woodwives, the 64, the adaptability. This is the last card in this deck, and so something is ending. There's an adaptability that forms through watching or looking deep into the subconscious, right? And the 10 and the 9 is the 19, and the 19 is the Sun. And the Sun is in Gemini, right? And Gemini's card looks like this, right? Where you're still holding on to, right? And where you're not have yet found the deep self-love and the deep self-worth that you are all about, right? But also, where have you not yet found you as the Gemini energy that is then here in the 6 and the 4, the Emperor, and then the 10 and the 9 is the 19. The 19, the Sun. Radiate out what you love about yourself and see that here comes then again the 10. What is coming from your deck, because the moon is in your sign, we get the 2 of Wands, and that's the card that came last time as well, right? And so it's a reoccurring card. The 2 of Wands, we don't have any other wands, right, is saying that you want to create something. You have now the adaptability, you have learned something deep in your subconscious, and now you want to go out there, and that's Mars in Aries. And of course, Aries now is very important because Saturn has moved into Aries, and Aries is a doer. Aries is the one that says, let's just go for it, right? And so we see the 10 that was left and the 2 again. A 12 is coming. The 12, either the Hangman, or the 12, either the Knight of Cups, right? Pisces, or then the 12 that we had with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So a lot of 3s are coming. The 3 is talking to you. So either the Empress or Venus is wanting to tell you something and you need to listen carefully, or you understand that the 3 is always that moment where Venus is really doing something in your house, right? And so observe that and see that, and that's the inspiration you're getting through the moon. Then the Sun. The Sun is getting the hearth, the comfort of the home, and this card came up as well. So these are 2 cards that came up, and here it's the 11. And what is interesting, you had the 11 with the Aquarius court card, and you see that the 11 is coming here and is literally saying, well, are you feeling comfortable? The 19 is a 10, the 10 and the 11, right, could be then the 21 when we calculate it together, and that's the world. We're going to look into the world in a minute, but I could also literally say this is 3 times the 1 and the 0, a new beginning, something that is like pushing you out of this comfortable place, which is the hearth. And that hearth came last time as well, right? The hearth came actually with this card underneath, so it came under the position of the Sun. So it's important that you really look into that, right? And see what is it that you want to create. Mars in Aries, and Mars is the Tower. So something is shaking, something wants to wake up. You awaken out of this like really cute slumber, right? What is coming from Gemini, because the Sun is in Gemini, we have the King of Swords again. So you have twice the King of Swords, you have 3 times the Queen of Pentacles, right? And you have the Hangman, and you have the Prince of Cups, which is Pisces. And so you have this reoccurring energy going on, right? You have the 3, 3, 3, 3 a few times, right? And so you see now that here is an 11-11 portal with here the 19. So this could be the 19th of November, right? And you see that the 11, 11, 11, 3 times the 11 is literally saying, again, the 3, observe the portals, observe the 11th of November, or, right, the 11, 11 o'clock. Those are the moments that our angels are talking to us. Now, because this card came twice up, I want to know what is Aquarius saying, and Aquarius is bringing you the 10 of Pentacles, and that's connected with the Queen of Pentacles. She's the 10th zodiac sign, and this is a lot of money, and you need to be awake to handle this money that you inherit or win, or right? It's not money that you worked on yourself, unless you are this old person sitting here, right? But now you have the understanding that something is talking to you here on a very profound way, because this is Mercury in Virgo. This is a lot of money. And so what are you doing with this money, right? So here the 19 turns into the 10, 11, 11, the 10, 10, 11, 11. Look at this. This is a strong message. So I hope you are getting the message clear, right? You are seeing what is talking here. And always understand, to handle this kind of money, you need to really be sharp. You need to be really awake, right? You really need to know what to do with that kind of money. And she is the one that knows what to do with this money. So we have a queen like this, we have a queen like this, and we have a queen like this. She's reversed, but still, you know, she's spiritually awake. And so you see that here Capricorn is talking very strongly. Now, the world. Saturn. What is Saturn saying in the Emperor? First of all, we are wanting to see what the deck of Saturn is bringing, and it's the page of inspiration. So Saturn in Aries is now saying, well, the inspiration is moving forward, because this is the young generation of the fire sign, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Now, Leo has come up. The Strength card has come up. And so it's there, right? And so really understand, the 14 came too, which is Temperance for Sagittarius. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The number 3 again. The 21 is a 3. A 3-3 again. I mean, it's so strong, this message. What is coming from Aries? It's the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is Venus in Scorpio. And so this is the emotional illusion that we maybe think we need to chase. This is, right, when we think of a water sign, this is the emotional aspect that we feel like we want to create things, and then we come into the 7. So the 3 and the 7 is a 10, and the 10 we know is then that we adapt ourselves to what it is that we want to create, that the 10 of Pentacles is bringing us the financial support to create what we feel like we want to create, right? And you had 3 times the Queen of Pentacles, which is also 3 times the 10, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the 10 here, right? And that 6 times the 10 is then the third eye. So you see here a 3-3, or the 21 and the 10 is again the 31, and the 31 is the 4. So the 4 is left, and the 4 is saying, well, now when the world, Saturn is in Aries, we are not dreaming about it anymore. We are awakening to that which we want to create. And when we create, we, yes, need to cut through the illusions, through this dragon, and we start to recognize that the emotions that we are feeling here are not illusions. The emotions are making us grow, making us go further than we would have ever thought going. And if Venus is in Scorpio, right? Scorpio is the deep ocean that we're going in, and we need to go in when we want to be creative, right? And Venus is the one that creates. Then this illusion needs to be cut through, and when we cut through, something great is going to be coming out of it, and you are awakening to the strength. You are awakening to the wounded child that maybe thinks it cannot. create what it creates, right? Because, you know, here we have this, right? The wounded child is lying here. So can you give yourself that love that maybe your parents couldn't give you, but now you give it to yourself? And this is where we had, of course, here Aquarius, and Aquarius is the one that is literally watching the child, and out of Aquarius came the 10 of Pentacles. So know that you're protected, know that you have spirit guides that guided you, but now it's just about to see what is it that you want to create and use that creation to find who you truly can grow into and who you truly can awaken into as either the King of Pentacles, who knows that he has the financial aspect, or the Knight of Swords, who knows that he has the inspiration to create whatever it is that you want to create with the money that you are winning. Wow, what a beautiful reading. So I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Cancer. So until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.